Is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem L'chakodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders, our great millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so brother Ron coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and as I started off by reading Jeremiah 28 and 8, okay, that again to reiterate the point that being that the fact that you have prophets here who are sent by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay, to give warning in these last days, all right, and we're warning about the evils that's to come, okay, ultimately, which will end in thermonuclear destruction of America, Babylon the Great, okay, but before that coming destruction, okay, there are many other events that are going to take place upon the face of the earth, which we're actually now witnessing, okay. So it was only a matter of time for the big clash, all right, between Jacob and Esau, all right, ultimately World War III, okay, where Yahushua comes back and puts an end to this wicked kingdom, okay, within 1 hour, all right, America will cease to exist, all right, until that time, okay, until that day, all right, we are to be preparing our minds and ourselves for the coming temptation, okay. And I was actually meditating on this earlier today about how over the past 2-3 years, okay, these devils actually put the world underneath such duress, such stress, okay, such uncomfortable times, all right, in order for them to comply with this new form of thinking, okay. And through the spirit, all right, this MOTB as it's coming out, okay, they're going to do the same thing, if not worse, which is something that, you know, we've been talking about for years, but now it's much more apparent, okay. So all this food processing plants that are being burnt down over the past 2 years, okay, and now this year the theme has been, you know, train derailments, okay, which is also going to have a whole, you know, different effect. You know, a lot of people are not really paying attention to these things, but, you know, that alone in and of itself could really be the catalyst to push for this so-called new climate lockdowns, okay, by of course primary reaction solution, okay, telling the people that, oh, the air is contaminated and polluted, all right. I was hearing news about some type of chemical release in New York that killed 1 person and 3 people got injured, and it was like you had to put on hazmats and so on and so forth. So, you know, you could see the narrative that could be, you know, built by just what's going on, okay. There'll be a ban on, you know, using any type of drinking water. You know, the rivers are being polluted right now with chemicals, okay, so that's evidence that they can use to say, oh, well, you know, no one should be drinking these kind of waters. It's contaminated, it's hazardous, all right, and if you want water, you're going to come back to us, the government, okay. No food, you can't grow crops, you know. Bill Gates has bought enough land so he can produce all the food in the lab, so no need for you to be growing crops anyway, you know. So they can go about this many different ways, but ultimately they're going to put the squeeze on people, all right, to get them to take that C hit, okay, which leads me to this article here, which is dated August 11th, 2017, all right, and this is on the World Economic Forum page, which says future of work, okay. Again, this is back in 2017, all right. So let's see, going through this article real quick, let's see if anything in here, all right, rings true in the year 2023. All right. It says these workers have got a implanted in their hand from their employer. Okay. When we talk about the cashless or a cashless society, we usually mean using contactless bank cards or smartphones to make everyday purchases. But what if you didn't need to carry a device at all? This is the tantalizing prospect leading some employees in Europe to be voluntarily with a radio frequency identification tag. And now Americans are getting in on the act of implanting in humans. Okay. U.S. tech company 3 Square Market, 32M. All right, 3 Square. Wow. Hosted a summer party with a difference at the start of August. The River Fall, Wisconsin-based company hosted a CHIP party, inviting its employees to voluntarily have their hands injected with an RFID CHIP the size of a grain of rice. Okay, so that was a test, all right, for the future of work. And in the year 2023, you have pretty much a lot of these companies are so-called after the whole C-19 demic, all right, and the changes that came with it. A lot of these companies are going along with those changes, all right, primarily incorporating some type of artificial intelligence technology, all right, into their workforce. Okay, so now those who work in these big time companies pretty much which is now the primary jobs that you can get, okay, government jobs and private companies and so on and so forth, they're all pretty much working together, all right, and they're all incorporating some type of artificial intelligence, okay, into their system, like I said, meaning that human workers are having to learn how to work with these types of new technologies that's being introduced, okay, and that is being done quickly, all right. For those of us who actually work in these fields, all right, we're seeing it, like you go to a certain building, all right, and in order for you to go into the building, you gotta like scan your hand. Yeah, it's purposely done that way. It's like it's designed to condition you for that time. Okay, you got to scan your hand and then type in your passcode. Certain areas when you go in, they got to still check your temperature, right? You're scanning your hand, so you can type in your passcode, and then you could put your forehead right, the reading thermometer thing. It's like, what the hell? You go to use a public bathroom, they say wave hand here, and then the door will open. It's little shit like that, that you paying attention to. You go to a building, you can't even open the building. You gotta scan some type of tag over a tag reader, and then that's where the door's gonna open for you. Everything. They'll take a picture of your face when you enter into a building. You type in all your credentials, and then you be gaining access. You see, so people are starting to get conditioned to this. It says the CHIP uses electromagnetic fields to identify electronically stored information. Okay, and that is pinpoint accuracy when you go into the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right, with what John the Revelator saw. Okay, when you go into the root word of the word mark, okay, in the Greek is the word charagma. Okay, and when you dig deeper, okay, what is going to be part of the functioning of the charagma? Which is what? Technology and information. Okay, data. All right, and that data is pretty much a person's identity. Okay, their vitals, everything pretty much about you. That's your online identity. That's who you are in this new so-called metaverse that they're going to be creating. Okay, so that's that. When you go into it in the Greek, is the graphos. Okay, which is the writings, the lettering, the data, the information. Okay, It says it is a form of near-field communication, which is the same as the technology used in contactless credit cards and mobile payments. A C-hip is implanted underneath the skin between the thumb and the forefinger within seconds. Within seconds. Okay? And this was back in 2017, so we're in 2023. Yeah, they have, new technology that they're trying to, bring out, all right, to mass C-hip, millions of people, all right, in a very short time, okay, around the world. And you best believe that they're going to be using a lot of these so-called Walmarts to be doing that, okay, because Walmart was actually claimed by, I think, U.S. Northcom, if I'm not mistaken, and basically they named Walmart one of their project bases. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to be doing things over there in terms of, military and so on and so forth. All right. So that's why a lot of these Walmarts are all of a sudden they're closing, because so-called theft is on the increase, on the rise. Yeah, okay. Just get some armed security guards. How about that? Anyway, it says 32M, which is 3 Square Market, claims it is the first company in the U.S. to have offer implanted C-hip technology to employees. Okay, micro C-hip and humans passports for everything. You hear that? You hear that? And what has been pushed over the past 2 years? All right, some type of ID pass. Anyway, it says speaking ahead of his company's C-hip party, 3 Square Market CEO Todd Wesby said he envisioned RFID implants being used for a range of activities and transactions in the workplace and beyond. Quote, "We foresee the use of RFID technology to drive everything from making purchases, buying and selling, right? In our office break room market, opening doors, use of copy machines, logging into our office computers, unlocking phones, sharing business cards, storing medical/health information, and used as payment at other RFID terminals," said Wesby. So that pretty much sums up what's happening in the year 2023. So it's only a matter of time for it to be a thing where you cannot escape. Okay, that's how Esau, moves. He brings it in, creeps it on you. And then once it's all surrounded you, it's like, oh shit, now this is just how it is. You're just in it. It's just become a normal thing. It says, continuing, it says, eventually this technology will become standardized, allowing you to use this as your passport, public transit, all purchasing opportunities, etc. You hear that? So what are these other camps talking about, man? This is back in 2017. Okay? This is back in 2017. I remember this. I remember when this started, they were talking about it in Wisconsin. I remember this. We were all over this thing, man. And here it is, 2023. We're seeing all those things coming together. All right. It says 3 Square Market, which operates workplace food vending systems called micro markets, already allows cashless use of their facilities via a smartphone app. The company stated that implanted C-hips were the next evolution in payment systems. Ooh. Let's see. Payment systems. Wow, look at that. They're not even hiding it. They're not pulling punches. They're not even sugarcoating anything. This was back in 2017. Okay, let's get this real quick. What did the Apostle John see? All right, and does it line up perfectly with prophecy, with the modern day technology? Shifting everything into the digital form of living. Okay, it says 3 Square Market, which operates workplace food vending systems called micro markets, already allows cashless use of their facilities via a smartphone app. The company stated that implanted C-hips were what? Quote, "the next evolution in payment systems," end quote. Okay. This is a book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. We just read about something that will be planted in your hand, okay? And that something in the Greek, the word is what? Mark in the Greek is charagma, which means an incision, okay? Something that's placed underneath your skin, all right? Subdermal, which will what? Which will grant you access to do what? To buy and sell in the next what? Evolution of payment systems. Like the guy is saying from Three Square Market, the people who are actually coming around with this technology that fits biblical prophecy. They're telling you, okay, what these things are made for. Exactly what John the Revelator saw in verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, right? The next evolution of payment systems. So that means if you don't have this thing, you cannot engage in this form of new evolution of payment systems. Simple as that. All right. And that's where the temptation comes in. You got a lot of people who are saying, oh, you know, the mark of the beast, the Vanessa. No, it's not. Okay. The MOTB, when it comes out, you will know. Okay. When you see people start getting beheaded for the very fact that they don't want to take it, you will know. When you're being demonized for not taking it, you will know what the MOTB is. It's not going to be mistaken. When you can't go and buy anything, when you're really in that tight, tough bond of, wow, life is really like, you're stuck. There's nothing you can do. It's either you do it or you're effed, pretty much. You will know. Okay, you will know. And you will remember that, man, these men actually did say this and they taught us and they broke it down and they went into it. How do we miss it? Well, the Lord blinded you. Hope and pray in these last days that you're not blinded by Yahweh Shemi Shai. Okay? Because it's through the blindness and the deception that a lot of people are going to get rounded up and cooked. All right? So continue Revelation 13 verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the C-hip, or the name of the beast or the number of his name. It's the same thing, the C-hip, okay, which contains your form of ID and grants you access in this new form of market, okay, digital market, okay, the online space, the internet of things and the internet of bodies, okay. Verse 18, here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay, the Chai Psi stigma. All right, Chai Psi stigma. All right, and they're gonna use their so-called medical system, all right, to be a catalyst to push, all right, for this new form of style. Okay, it says the technology. Going back to the article, it said the technology being used by Three Square Market was developed by Stockholm-based company Biohacks, Sweden. Okay, Biohacks. Okay, so like Harari has come out and said publicly, all right, that humans are hackable animals, is what he said. Okay, and in the future, we're gonna be able to put this and do that and blah 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 whatever shit. Okay, like in the words of Professor Klaus Schwab, all right, that is what we say, fiction. It will not happen. How you like them apples, bitch? Let's keep going. It says Biohacks RFID C-hip was first offered to workers at Swedish Tech Hub Epicenter in January 2015. Since then, the use of Biohacks chip C-hip has expanded from simple office tasks such as opening doors and operating printers to payment for train journeys, which is very essential, right? It's a test, right? Soon, what if all trains were doing this? Right? It says for payment for train journeys with one of Sweden's largest rail operators. Look at that. So one of the largest operators are already doing this. What about the other ones? Think about that. And I think, let me just finish this off here. It says risk of implanting C-hips in humans. And then they're not really caring about the risks. All right, here it is that I think Neuralink just asked the FDA for an approval so they can start testing the brain C-hips on humans. They can start doing human trials, which they've already started doing human trials. But what he's really trying to say is, so that we can start doing it to the public, so we can show it to them and we can introduce it and let's get moving. That's what they're trying to say. Okay. It says for some, the ever-growing advantages of RFID implants come at too high a cost. While data on RFID tags can be encrypted, Ben Liberton data, you hear that? Encrypted. You hear that? Hidden. Encrypted means it's hidden. Okay? Underneath where? Your skin. That's where. Alright? It says a microbiologist at Stockholm's Karolinska Institute has warned that hackers could conceivably gain huge swathes of information from embedded MC-hips. Fears over privacy and political freedom have led several U.S. states, including Three Square Market, home state of Wisconsin, to pass laws banning the forced micro-C-hipping of humans against their will. So now they have to create a problem, all right, to get the perfect reaction to bring the solution of what they've always wanted. Okay, it's a very clever concept that never fails because these people are too stupid to realize the truth. All right, that's what they're going to get got. Somebody got to get got. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to get got. You always going to have those who are too stupid to see reality, and they have to suffer for that. Okay? But those of us who know what's going on, hey, that's why we pray to Yahweh Shem Shai to deliver us, because we know what's going on. All right? We're not convinced by people's, unbelief. We don't care. That doesn't change what's going on. Once again, okay, we live in two completely different worlds. You have those who are awakened, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. And you have those who can't see at all, and they are blinded by Yahweh Shem Shai. They're going to get worked on. Okay? Only the elect, all right, are going to get this work, which is this truth. Okay? The rest, they're going to get the boot. All right? Let me see if I can get a quick precept here. Let me see. All right, there's a book of Romans chapter 11, all right, verse 7. It says, "What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded." Okay? So there's going to be a clear distinction in these times. All right, the revealing last prophecy will cause that the biggest decision, the biggest division before the biggest decision. Okay? The biggest division before the biggest decision, man. All right, verse 8, it says, "According as it is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber." That is why these people, we keep saying, wake up, Jake. We always say that because you're sleeping. You people are just like gone. All right? You in slumber, ain't no party. Okay? It says, "Eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day." Okay? Unto this day, man. All right? So generation after generation, day after day, time after time, life after life, the same spirits, the Lord has a perpetual covering over your spirit, so you can't wake up. All right? So that he could get you and destroy you. Okay? So continuing, yes, and the Most High is like that. So you're going to see it happening. It's prophecy. It will happen. Whether you understand it or not, it will happen. Right? Concerns over implanting C-hips in humans, MC-hipping have existed in the U.S. for well over a decade, with the Wisconsin anti-MC-hipping bill introduced in 2005. Negative public sentiment forced U.S. company Positive ID in 2010 to abandon its VeriMed project for a medical records M-HIP. Wow. So that's something we're going to have to get into right there, okay? Because we know they'll just switch up the name instead of VeriMed. They might probably keep the same name. Who knows? All right? I mean, this was back in 2010. We're in 2023. That's 13 years ago. All right? 13 years ago. So who knows what new name goes by that concept of VeriMed? Who knows? It could be Illumina, right? It could be, Neuralink. They could have a different name carrying the same damn mindset. All right. Continuing, says, Fears over MC-HIPN extend beyond privacy to the potential negative health effects of implanting an RFID tag, all right, and that will have and carry grave health consequences, okay? It says a device that transmits radio waves into human tissue. While at present little evidence exists as to the health effects of inserting MC-HIPs, all right, the World Health Organization, WHO that, okay, WHO that has classified radio frequency electromagnetic fields as possible carcinogenic to humans. Research into the effects of MC-HIP in animals has found a small percentage suffer from tumors in the area where the MC-HIP was inserted. Okay, because it's never a good idea, all right, to insert anything that emits any type of radio frequency inside your body. I mean, common sense should tell you that. But again, this is why the Lord is going to destroy every last one of these people who take this thing, because you basically just you're not even human. All right, you're not human. The Lord does not recognize you as His creation anymore at that point. All right, that's where the destruction comes in. That's where the fire comes in. That's where the purging comes in. That's where the cleansing comes in. Okay, the renewal of this earth. All right, so that's the times that we're coming in, man. And it's going to end, all right, with thermonuclear fire. Okay, it's going to end in what? Thermonuclear fire. All right, it's the book of 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up." Okay, and people partaking in MC-HIP parties, that's part of the evils that's going to be burnt up out here. The works that are going to be burnt up out here. Okay, the buildings, the cars, the jobs, the AI robots, yeah. The chat GDT, whatever, GDP, whatever the fuck. All right, they all gonna get burnt the fuck up. All right, the everything. Okay, these companies. Okay, you think trail derailments and fires is a problem? No, you just wait. Okay, verse 11 says, "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in? All holy conversation and godliness." Okay, meaning what? Your what manner of lifestyle, what walk of life should you really be doing? All right, which is what? The only lifestyle is what? Being in this truth. That's the only way you're gonna make it. All right, for those who don't believe, this ain't for you. Okay, this is not for you. All right, verse 12. Just consider you stumbled upon information that really wasn't. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. That kind of thing. Yeah, but if you're of the elect, this makes all the sense in the world. All right, so shalom to you. Verse 12. "Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Lord, or the day of our power, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." Okay, the elements. Everything you see in existence is made out of elements. Okay, but what kind of elements? The ones that are created by man and also by nature. America, everything in sight will be dissolved, destroyed completely. The whole land will be made desolate. Thus saith the Lord. Why? Because of America's wickedness, all right, and for the enslavement of the children of Israel, all right, here in Babylon the Great. Okay, nevertheless, we, according to His promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Okay, and that is the goal, that is the key. Okay, that is the goal, that is the key. All right, and our job is to what? Is to remain what? Diligent. All right, so we may appear blameless. Okay, all right, upon His return. All right, upon the day of the Lord and upon the return of our Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach. All right, so I'm gonna leave it off there, low, and you be edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash, the Wadi Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. And until next time, Shalom.